This time on 585 Garage.
We thrashed like never before in a time frame never attempted to go further than we've ever traveled.
And you can watch that now. Are you overwhelmed yet?
Yes, very.
Carter signed us up to go to Cletus's first event in Bradenton. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. At his Freedom Factory racetrack. He asked me if I wanted to bring the Caprice. He's bringing Hiccup. I said yes, because I'm also kind of stupid.
This was last night.
Yeah, this was last night. It's just to give you guys a legit update. It's Friday morning at 11 o'clock. We have to leave Wednesday at noon. We have to get the Caprice ready. We have to get Hiccup ready. We have to get a truck and a trailer. We have to get the Ram ready to go. We have to get Carter's trailer ready to go. We have to make sure that we packed everything, and we have to get to the track Thursday by 6 o'clock.
To make it even more fun, rather than just put the truck back together, because of many reasons, I'm just going to do the next 2 months worth of swaps, an EFI swap and a standalone system, new transmission in 3.5 days.
Yeah, because why wouldn't you? We're going to get back to making our list, and if we start crying, you guys will see it, but chances are the next time we catch up with you, it'll be on the road or at the shop working on this stuff. So I'm going to get my mullet cut. We're going to get this thing tuned up. We're going to show Cletus what a real mullet is. Cletus, if you ever get a chance to watch this, I'm sorry, mine's just going to be better.
By the time he sees it, he'll have already seen it in person, all the glory.
I know. That's hopefully what's going to make him watch it. And hopefully he'll invite us down for lay mullets. 2.4 hours of lay mullets. We're going to smack some fools. We have those parts to order. This is the to-do list on the Caprice. Not too bad. Now this is a to-do list on Hiccup. And we have to have it done Sunday night. Which, I mean, why not, right? You can sleep when you're dead. So
I'm scared.
Carter's scared. I'm like anxiously nervous. So
oh, mark me down as scared.
So okay. You guys can finish the line.
We are about to go get my 4L80 from my house and inspect it and see if it does need to have a swap plug. And then we're going to zip up to the shop, take out the drive shaft, then take both of those up to Fleet Pride, be able to measure for a drive shaft, a new one that's going to be shorter. And if we get that far, I think it'll be a good day so far.
Dude, Knox. All right, so we're at Carter's house. We're gonna try and carry this massive, heavy mother truckin' 4L80 up the stairs and put it in the back of the truck here, and it's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be heavy, but this is what we need right here.
Yes.
Is it light?
Yeah.
Great. So one thing that Carter and I just noticed, excuse me, is that on this particular transmission, and I know because I have one, is, whoa.
I didn't spill stuff everywhere. Look at that.
Wow, that was lucky. One thing that I noticed on this particular transmission is, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a bolt right in there. And that means that this is not a slip yoke, as far as I'm aware. If you take this bolt off, you can take the yoke out, but I don't think it's designed to slip back and forth like you know, like on a Turbo 350 or something like that. So what that might mean for us is the drive shaft either A, just got a lot more expensive, or B, they might not be able to make one. So with that being said, we're gonna have to take this and wrestle it in the back of Carter's truck and get it up there. So we made it to the shop. We actually just got here. Weather wasn't too bad. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the drive shaft out of the truck and start measuring for the drive shaft. So we actually called the drive shaft people on the way over, and they kind of understand what our deal is a little bit. We got underneath Hiccup, we have the drive shaft that's going in the Ram. We made sure that the plug that we have is going to be correct. GM had two styles of 4L80s. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's this style, and then there's one style that actually has like a bolt that goes through the center.
And the big thing about this, I don't think we've actually told you guys yet, because I've never really unveiled it yet on camera. This summer, well, this weekend now, Hiccup's getting a Holley Terminator X Max standalone EFI transmission controller system. And hopefully we'll have a nice beefy 4L80 now. Won't have any trans problems, and overdrive, which would be really great. So if you ever get the chance, overdrive your ride. Makes it way more drivable.
Lights off, doors locked. Send it! Watch out, last couple times I've done that, icicles have fallen. Just so everyone knows, I was the one that did the measurement on the transmission, so if it's wrong, there's really no one else we can blame, which is really inconvenient for me, but it'll be right. We measured, we confirmed with what the internet told us, and the internet would never lie, right?
Never.
Never. Summit wouldn't lie to us. Summit Racing, you guys are awesome. Please don't lie to us.
Turn right onto New One, number 4 West.
Okay.
So we're gonna get going to Fleet Pride, and hopefully they can help us out here. So we gotta go.
We have a problem.
You guys pulled this out of something else, or?
Yep, it was what was it, like a 93 one-ton Chevy?
Yeah.
And the motor from that truck is what's in the C10 now. That's not too bad. Wow. You've been getting lucky with ATF today.
Yeah.
Step one completed. All right, so we just talked to the guys at the drive shaft shop. They don't have anybody here tomorrow, which is Saturday. But what they do have going on is if we get them the measurement as soon as possible, they can work on getting us the drive shaft, hopefully by Monday night. Tonight, we weren't planning on swapping this transmission, and it looks like
well,
now
remember,
we have to.
on the list that the motor and trans had to come out tonight, but I didn't imagine it going back in.
Yeah, you know what, actually? I wonder if it wouldn't be worth... We'll have this discussion off camera. We'll talk to you guys later. Just got back to the office. As you guys know, Carter and I work together. Or I should say I work for Carter. And so with that said, we're just getting back to the office now. We're going to do a little bit of work, and then we are going to dive in head first into this project, and hopefully we don't hit the bottom and paralyze ourselves. I think that's
dive in. I think we're more belly flopping into it, but you know.
So far it's not painful. We're at the point of the belly flop where we've jumped in the water and our chest and body have hit the water, and we're entering the water, but it's not stinging yet. And so I give it a day or two and it'll be stinging for sure. I think that's a pretty good analogy.
All right, so we got the truck repositioned, so we have enough room here to get the engine out. We're basically disconnecting everything that ties it to the body of the truck, getting it ready to be pulled. Cody's getting rid of the fuel lines. I'm getting ready to get the radiator out of the way so we don't damage any fins on that. Basically just trying to get it out of here as quick as possible without obviously breaking anything. So going smooth so far. So hopefully we'll keep it rolling like this and should have it off in a jiff. Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
And
Did that go as smooth as you were expecting?
actually, yes.
It's actually pretty decent.
I know.
So we're about to take off this last exhaust pipe, but I gotta undo Carter's hackery and get this middle wire off.
She's a nice lady.
I should have just cut it, but I didn't.
The perfect Carter is
Oh yeah.
done a hackish thing.
Oh dude, you want to zoom in on that? Look at that.
Look at that, folks.
And-
The perfect Carter who welded this together perfectly with a jig and everything. Did that.
And cut.
There you go.
Sometimes I do things I'm not proud of.
I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll zoom in maybe in post-production there, but it is as near as makes no difference 2 a.m.
Yeah.
We got here really, probably about 7 o'clock this evening and got straight to work. We got the engine and trans out. It's sitting over there.
Yeah.
Next to a bunch of new parts that I'm gonna make Carter tell you about tomorrow. I think
can't
we've got
wait.
something else going on too, right?
Yeah, even more parts in addition to those parts, because I actually had to overnight some stuff from Summit for Saturday delivery.
Thank you, Summit.
Thank you, Summit.
We
for
appreciate it.
shipping it out on time. But it's en route and should be here tomorrow as well. So
Excellent.
those are some critical parts, because obviously the goal, I think, right now, and to hold ourselves to it and say it on camera, is we want to try for our first fire, drive shaft or not, Sunday.
Yep.
By Sunday night. So.
Amongst a lot of other things that have to happen. Which,
Yeah, I still gotta put a floor in this.
yeah, I have to fix my trailer.
Yep.
There's a whole list of things that we will tell you about tomorrow. But for now, I think we're gonna go home, get a couple hours of sleep, and as quick as we can be back here in tip-top shape, we will do so. Sound like a plan?
See you guys in the morning.
See you guys in the morning. Hey guys, so it's like 3:30 here on Saturday. We left you guys really late last night, and we kind of got here early-ish today, but we've had a lot of fooling around. We had to pull cars in and out and just a lot of stuff that really isn't that important. Like I had to clean out the interior of the Caprice. Carter's kind of been filling over there with some parts for the big block and stuff like that, which you guys will see he's kind of been dealing with that himself. But here's the deal. I can't really find a trailer to tow my Caprice down there, and you guys would be like, Joe, you have a trailer. You're right, I do, but it had some issues, and it had a rot hole that I had tapped apart from probably about here to here. I noticed it was soft, but by the time I get in there, it ended up being a lot bigger than I had anticipated. It is not only on the front, but also on the back here. I've got windows in my trailer here, and I did notice that this little part here was kind of soft, so I'm going to clean that up later. But we're going to get this all back together. I did buy some new steel here, and we're going to work on getting it together because no one would rent me a trailer for the right amount of time. So we're just going to fix it, and then I can continue using the trailer. I don't know if you guys really notice the gravity of the situation. It's like, yeah, make Hiccup run and drive, that's fine, that's one thing, but no fender, no floor, really. Carter's been working on putting a new like rocker panel on it and cab corner and stuff like that. It has no interior, and this thing's going to be running and driving. Hopefully, we're planning here in the next day and a half. We got a long couple days ahead of us, but we're going to keep grinding it out. And what do you think? Failure is not really an option, huh? No, we're going to make it happen by any means necessary. Except lying, cheating, and stealing. But if we have to, I think we might.
So, after a day's worth of work, I've painted a flex plate and assembled a fuel pump. No, just kidding. We actually have gotten a lot done. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it's more of knowing what you're doing and a plan of attack to then efficiently do it at the same time. So, there's been a little bit of a balancing act with that, of making sure that we're not going to get you know, hung up on something later because we didn't get a part now, or it's a lot of forward thinking. Getting to the point where this is still drying, we're gonna get the tank fully assembled. It has a new sending unit, new in-tank pump, which hopefully is quieter than the current one that it had, because man, that thing was loud. We also discovered something that we had overlooked that I think is worth mentioning. And Joe, if you bring the camera over on this side, the flex plate that we had been using was not balanced before. And for a while, really ever since day one, I'd noticed that the truck, even at idle or driving or anything, really felt like just kind of bumpy, you know, in terms of running. It ran good, but just sort of something seemed out of whack. And hopefully nothing is wrong internally with the engine from running an unbalanced flex plate, but hopefully also it runs a lot smoother now. So I guess getting it running is the only way to find out. So I'm gonna keep rolling here. This tank is baffled. I do not believe factory ones are.
That's baffling.
That's wonderful. And oh, I see what you did there.
It's 6 o'clock now. Carter's at his place picking up more parts because his part shipment finally came in. Thank you, Summit, for shipping when you said you were gonna. I have all of the parts cut out here that need to be replaced. I've got the new sections here, and I'm about to make the last cut on the frame rail section here, and then we'll be ready to go. We'll be able to put this thing back together. The only thing that might not happen tonight is putting this board down that I had to remove, because every single one of these bolts that kept it down, of course they snapped, because nothing can ever go smooth. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. I think I might just get some self-tappers and throw them on there. The board's pretty heavy. It's probably about 100 pounds. It's super thick. It's super wide. And it's, you know, the length of the trailer, I think it's like 18 feet long. So it's not really going anywhere. I just have to keep it from going fore and aft when I pull cars on and off the thing. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'll probably worry about screwing it down maybe Monday night, maybe Tuesday, we'll see.
All right, so we got the welder over here. Had to get the trailer all patched up. Just a disclaimer, we're not professionals at trailer fixing, so if anybody finds fault with it, let us know. Let us know how to maybe do it better. Who knows? But for now, this is gonna be the fix. Gonna get cracking. Joe and I are gonna kind of switch projects for a moment, since I'm a little more experienced with welding. And since I'm doing that, I can't be really doing anything on the motor and trans. So he's gonna get over and get the flex plate on, get the coolant temp sensor in for the new system, and get rocket and roll over on some stuff over there while I'm over here. So here we go. So, when installing a new starter, there's various things you want to look for. However, a neat trick for measuring to make sure that you have it shimmed properly. We discovered this trick by David Freiberger. And if you take a small zip tie, one of the little guys, right? The tip of it is actually perfectly spec'd to be your proper mesh dimension. Once you get into the notch portions, it's out of spec, at least for this particular starter, and very likely many starters in that case. Now, when we stick this in here, the tip should freely slide in and out, which it does. But then once we go further, and yes, there's a thing here, a little embossment. However, you can see that's not going in. And this is a zip tie, nice and flexible. It's not like some stiff metal gauge. So we're gonna call that shimmed properly, ready to send it.
So Carter welded the alternator to this piece of metal that we had laying around from the trailer project. Thank you, Carter. So hopefully that doesn't snap. Hopefully it's heated the shaft enough. We did cool this part because I can hold it, but that's still kind of like burning the wood on the trailer.
Give me the, I'll give you the view here.
Oh, you want to go from the top?
Yeah, sure. All right, here we go.
All right, we're gonna try and crack this thing loose. Here goes nothing. I hope it doesn't break.
Hey-oh.
Oh my gosh, that was so worth it.
Like a charm. So folks, whatever tech tip we gave you earlier about the whole alternator bolt nut get stuck thing, just take it apart and weld it to something. I mean, granted you're getting rid of the alternator because maybe it failed or something, but...
You know what?
Foolproof.
That alternator has pissed me off. It's already broken.
No, okay, I'll give you that one.
Oh, that felt good.
All right. Watch the paint. How do you feel?
I feel better.
Yeah?
A little destructive. I'm sorry if you're watching this like with your kids or something. Boy.
Moving on.
All right, so now we have the pulley we need. Let's go finish installing it. So now this is the right pulley, the right fan. All right, so after much screwing around, it is now 1:17 Saturday night, and motor and 4L80 are going in the truck. Carter's over there taking pictures of me and Hiccup. We're gonna sell those on our website later. Just kidding, we don't have a website. And maybe we will someday. All right, so what we're having here, I don't know if you guys can see it because everything's painted black and it's kind of dark. But the motor mounts don't really want to seat right now. And it's because the motor is kind of cocked in the truck a little bit. So Carter's gonna pull the tail shaft towards the driver's side and that should get this lined up. All right, go ahead. Oh, yeah.
You get it?
Almost. All right, Carter's putting in the second motor mount bolt. We got the first one here. It went.
Wow, it just slipped right in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, well, get the nut on there and it'll be good enough for tonight.
Definitely.
And then we'll get that cross member in tomorrow. And then you can finish the floor and then everything else while I work on the Caprice. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. It'll be great. So it is now 2:30. I'm just gonna put my trailer in real quick. And that's it for the night. We got the motor and trans and Hiccup. It's looking good. Hopefully it runs good. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I don't know if we've really explained this to you, but this month's episode is gonna be our Thrash to get down to Bradenton. And then next month's episode is actually gonna be our road trip to get down there and, you know, us seeing, you know, what it's like being at Cletus's track and all that sort of thing. So yeah, this is gonna be a two-parter. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. So make sure you guys don't miss that. Make sure you hit that bell, like, and subscribe. It really helps us out. So yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow after we get a couple hours of rest because I think we've deserved it. Yeah. So, all right, we'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. It is Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. We all just kind of got up here. Last night was pretty late. We had to get a bunch of parts. As I'm sure you can see there behind me, the trailer's not here. It's actually out here. We had to pull it out so we get the Caprice in so we can make some headway on that. So this is kind of what we did yesterday. We put this new unit on. We ran out of welding spool here, so that's fine for now. We'll finish welding it, I think, probably tomorrow. And we got this all done, so we just have to do the outside, and then we're just gonna put a coat of paint on it, so that way nothing rusts. and then we'll be good to go. But let me give you a status update on the Caprice. Sorry, I hope all this is going smoothly. Normally we have a lot more people here around with us, but this whole thing has been super last minute. So it's been just kind of difficult to shoot. So we have our list here for the Caprice. This is Matt. Hey, Matt.
Oh, hey.
Carter's working on Hiccup there, but this is the Caprice list. And then the rest of the things to do the trailer. And Matt noticed when we jacked the car up that we're leaking a little coolant back there. So he's looking for that leak before we go to the parts store. So
it is looking like the heater cooler. It's dripping right out of the top here. So, I mean, the worst comes to worst for now, for what you're doing. Just loop it.
lines,
just loop it down here and be done.
because Florida's going to be like 70 and sunny. You don't need heat. Sorry. Matt's not able to make the trip with us. I promise I'm not throwing it in your face. But so, okay, we'll loop those and we'll call it a day.
Luck had it that there were factory holes there, which was really convenient because then I only had to drill that and that guy right there. And we're nice and lined up to get our mount in here and set the transmission down. All right, so Joe's been steadily working over on the Caprice there. They're crushing some things out. Meanwhile, I've been over here as well, moving forward on the floor. I was gonna maybe do some temporary pop it in the truck, but I figure if I'm here, I might as well do it once and do it right. So I'm trimming to make it fit properly. Got all my spot weld holes ground out and ready to rock. Just cutting away here, getting it fit up. Hey, how's it going? We're making still steady progress. I feel like that's a broken record now, but hey, that's the answer when there's this much to do. So I'm getting this new tanks. Makes this really awesome. It's like to give you a perfect example. That's an OE style replacement tank. That's the tank I've been running in the truck. This is a trick unit from Tanks Inc., who put these together that actually are designed right out of the gate to just boom, drop in. They supply you with this pump, a sending unit, a little filler neck, and it just goes right in same shape and place as a factory one would. It's really, I'm excited to get this all hooked up. And I'm hoping, again, I know I said this earlier, I'm really hoping this fuel pump is a lot quieter than the one that I had because that thing was just obnoxious. So I guess we'll find out.
If you guys are avid watchers of the show, you'll remember back in episode 9, I almost lost the car to a fire. Long story short, belt shredded, grounded out a main battery wire here, and just it started on fire. No fuse or anything because it was a starter wire. So one thing I wanted to do since then was put one of these disconnects on there. What this does pretty much is it allows you, in the case of regular maintenance, if you're doing anything to the car that you need to, like, you know, if you're welding or something, instead of undoing the battery, you just click this off. Or if you're having an issue electrically, like a drain or something like that, or you know, something catches fire, you can just disconnect it and it'll stop current to whatever's going on. Yeah, it might kill all your presets in your radio, but that's better than losing your whole car. So it's definitely worth the money. They're like 25 bucks. Pick one up at your local auto parts store. They'll save your butt when you need one. So we're gonna throw this on, and I'll feel a little bit safer taking this thing out of town. So got a long list of stuff to do, and we gotta we have to keep it rolling. So we totally forgot to do an update last night before we left. Carter and I have just been scrambling, trying to get these things done. It was such a colossal undertaking to get these things done and down to Florida in, what was it, 4 days we had?
Yeah.
In 4 days, we had to finish 2 vehicles, pretty much almost completely, and mine just needed a bunch of fiddly stuff. But it is 9 o'clock, Monday night, and I'm almost done with the Caprice. We have a little bit of work to do on the trailer. And then after that, it's gonna be all hands on deck for Hiccup, trying to get him finished up. And the idea is that we'll be able to fire both of these hopefully by the end of the night and be able to move them around. But there's only one way that's gonna happen, and we're just gonna have to grind it out. So wish us luck, we're trying to make it. If we have to, we'll put them on the trailers and then work on them when we get down there.
Hey, I'm just zip tying things out of the way, you know. Little temporary fixes. We don't want hoses rubbing on steering components.
What do you
That's
mean temporary? I thought zip ties were forever.
No, zip ties are not forever.
What's going on? We are now, oh, it feels like it's getting close, yet it also feels so far away. I'm now replacing, now, due to the fact that we're going from carbureted setup to EFI, the pump now puts out before around 6-7 PSI to now we're putting out 60. So when doing something like that, even though I loved my fuel system that I had set up, unfortunately I had to replace the lines because the ones that I had used were only rated for the lower PSI. So also nice tech tip. I love these trucks to the moon and back. But if you ever take your tank out after the first time, you'll learn why it's a pain. But prepping for the future, do something like this, because I don't know why GM did this, but from the factory, there's just super short little lines up here, and basically, I don't know if I just didn't have the right cutting tool or what, but I couldn't get to them. And the first time I took the tank out, I actually had to take the bed off, and it was very inconvenient. So leave yourself a lot of slack. All right, so Holly makes this lovely Terminator X setup. This, although it may look like a carburetor, actually is not. This is their Stealth series, and if you look underneath here, those are not float bowls. They look like float bowls, but they're actual injector caps, if you will. And we're finally to the point where we're gonna set this right on and start hooking some things up. Man, that looks good. All right, so we got that snug down. We're kind of in a mad dash now, just trying to get everything put back together, and it's moving along very quickly now. So that being said, we'll definitely stop and show you guys everything that we can in terms of that's either cool or we want you to know or different little fun facts, but kind of just thrashing now and trying to get it all back together. So.
Alrighty guys, so it is 3:41 Tuesday morning, about a day or so before we have to leave. We're doing final fluids and Hiccup. I know we haven't showed you guys really any progress at all in terms of like nitty-gritty things that we've been doing, but we've got a really good reason for that, and we really just needed to hustle to get this done. I really think we bit off a lot more than we could chew on this one. And so we just had to hustle to get it done. But there is one thing that I thought was super trick, and I had to tell you guys. So when I put the car together, I knew that the way that GM had originally designed these LS engines, especially the returnless style, is you can quick disconnect the fuel line at the fuel rail. And so what I did is I made up this trick little piece that you can buy at the parts store that plugs in to the factory style lead that goes into the fuel rail. And I put a long hose on it so you can refuel whatever you want. But in this case, we didn't have any gas jugs for Hiccup, and he's got a 20-gallon tank, so we figured 5 gallons is probably gonna be the thing for us because it is a brand new tank, it's totally empty. And we wanna make sure that the gas, there's enough gas in the tank to pick up. So I wired this plug to be kind of long, and this is a switch for my fuel pump. And if I turn it on, you'll hear it, but I gotta make sure that there's something catching here. And so if we come across someone that's stranded on the side of the road, or if someone else breaks down, I can flip the switch and it will start filling whatever receptacle full of gasoline that I wish. And so this has been a handy little thing to do, you know, while we're filling up Hiccup. But also, good news, we're pretty much done with the Caprice. Just gotta check a couple fluids and she will be ready to be put on the trailer. So, we still got one more day of work and then we're leaving tomorrow. Wow. Yeah. So we've been grinding. Carter figured it out at Sunday evening at, what was that, 3:30?
Yes.
In the morning. Carter and I had both put in 37 hours since Friday at 7 p.m. So it's been quite the struggle bus getting all this stuff done in a timely fashion. You know, but the good thing is there will be a part 2 next month for you guys. We're actually filming these like in the same 5 days or so, just because that's kind of how the filming schedule worked out on this deal. So we'll make sure that we take you guys along with us down to Cletus's place, because ultimately that's why we're doing all this, and that's why we're taking you with us. Also, we will be picking up Cody. He'll be joining us. He was here for a little bit tonight. And also shout out to Matt Kumarowski. He's put in some work for us that was kind of unexpected in a super good way. He kind of ended up showing up for us and helping us out. So shout out to you, Matt. We appreciate it, dude. So we're gonna get going on this, and when we fire Hiccup, we will make sure you guys see it for sure. So
We're mentally switching to saying when.
when, yeah,
Yes,
not if,
because
when.
it's a when at this point.
And it's, I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's enough gas in the tank, it's gurgling. Nice.
I think it's actually the line that I forgot to hook up, and it's just going down the floor drain.
Not my truck.
All right, so the thrash is over.
Thrash is over. I want to sincerely apologize. It was so tough working the long hours and trying to get everything done that we had to do and film. So that episode may be kind of like jumpy, not really making sense. I'm just putting it out there. I'm sorry, guys. But Thrash is over. So that's ending part 1. Part 2 is actually going to be our road trip down to Bradenton to go see Cletus and hang out at the Freedom Factory and do a car show and just enjoy Florida life, because as you can tell, there's some snow and salt around.
Yes.
It's cold up here, and you know what? We just got to go somewhere warm.
Gotta get out of here, man.
So, yeah.
So, see ya.
Yeah, we got to go.
I'm gonna see what they say to, yeah, so can you have it ready for pickup by noon tomorrow? We'll
Yeah,
see what they say.
They're probably going to shit.
I know.
They're going to go, huh? That doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? But I got to put my seatbelt on. So we'll catch up with you guys there. Big voice. But, so we're going down to Bradenton. I have no clue if I'm pronouncing that right. But I'm sure you guys have heard of the Freedom Factory. Cletus McFarland is having his like first big deal.
Don't say you don't know what you're saying, right? Say it right.
Bradenton? Bradenton.
It's like Brandon is up first down.
Bradenton. No.
What? Are you letting this cooler go on me? I swear to God.
All right, so, oh, you know what? Throw this on there.
I'm done throwing it.
Is that better? All right. Hi.
How are you? What are you doing?
I'm installing my set fire.
Can this be a blooper?
Yeah. Anything with using it a blooper. Anything that you are in is a blooper.
That's not very nice. Wait, does this ring a bell?
Oh, that.
So,
Pendejo! I'm sorry.
Joe,
Yeah.
do you want your camera back?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to touch this damn thing. I'm scared here before I break it or something.
It's like holding a baby at first.
I know.
You're like, why did someone hand this to me? And then you have to act happy.
I can't believe your heater flew out like that.
I know.
Probably too much water in the
That's suspicious.
not
At least, you know what? It's not. We were nervous that it was going to be like a freeze plug because it was cold as crap here last night. And we left the Caprice outside to leave the trailer in. Then we ended up pulling the trailer out anyway.
Mixture's just a little too much water.
Maybe, but
Okay, we'll get a good 50-50 mix now.
so we'll make it happen. Sweet. We'll catch up with you guys when we come back from the parts store, I think.